Thank you, Mr. Chair. And just in case I go over, I just wanted to note that the previous speaker went over by a minute. We've heard a lot about the fact that Democrats have been talking about Elon Musk. And let me give you a news alert. We're not gonna stop talking about him. We're gonna keep talking about him until he is out of here. Now, if he wants to be elected or appointed and confirmed to something, then so be it. But as of right now, we have somebody that for whatever reason, I don't know if y'all just trying to play in our face because you think we're stupid, or if
a little bit.
You literally just cannot see the difference in a George Soros and a Bill Gates. But let me give you a little bit of the difference. Number one, George Soros nor Bill Gates ever somehow decided to turn off the spigot of money that was going through to various organizations and agencies to the extent that it had actually been ordered by law that they should have access to it, to the extent that people are dying. There are people that have died as a result of this antic, and there are now farmers that are screaming that they may lose their family farms because we have over $500 million worth of food that is sitting and not going anywhere because of the attempt to shut down USAID. So let me tell you, that is the big difference between the two of them. And let me also tell you.
Wait. Hold on. What? What did she just say? What? I don't.
It was going through to various organizations and agencies to the extent that it had actually been ordered by law that they should have access to it, to the extent that people are dying. There are people that have died as a result of this antic, and there are now farmers that are screaming that they may lose their family farms because we have over $500 million worth of food that is sitting and not going anywhere because of the attempt to shut down USAID. So let me tell you, that is the big difference between the two of them. And let me also tell you that a big difference between Democrats and Republicans is that we don't just say we believe in the Constitution, but we walk it like we talk it. What does that mean? That means that if we believe in the Constitution.
So I'm gonna be honest. I'm getting more educated on this USA situation, but from what I understand, the reason why they're shutting it down is because, or they're attempting to shut it down, is because not only are they being used as a leftist tool to basically fund their overseas agendas, but they're wasting so much money. You know what I mean? And they're wasting it on silly things. So I mean, I get, they're gonna. That don't even make sense, man.
We don't just pick out the Second Amendment and say that it is.
The farmers, it's always gonna be somebody that's gonna buy the food. Like, so that's what I don't understand. Like, what are you talking about? Or is she? Can you let me know in the comment section? Because like I said, I might just be slow. It's early and I'm tired. But I'm just saying, like, is this basically, is she implying? Like I said, maybe I'm out of it, maybe I'm crazy. But is she implying that this farmer's food that she's talking about is the food that was going to be shipped overseas and now is just sitting there and it's going to be wasted? But didn't they already get paid for the contract? If anything, the waste would be on the American. Like, that don't even make sense.
Limitless, nor do we pick out the First Amendment and say that it is limitless. The thing about the Constitution is that it has always been a balancing test. There are limits to this. And right now, what we continue to hear from a certain side of the aisle is that there are no limits to this lawlessness. In fact, there are limits. And I can tell you that one of those limits typically is around hate crimes. You may or may not know that when it comes down to it, if somebody decides that they want to send something hateful in, say, the U.S. mail, they can actually go to prison for that, up to 5 years in prison. So yes, there are always going to be limits. So
when have people ever said that there weren't limits? What are you talking about? Republicans normally don't condone anti-Semitism. You know what I mean? Like What are you talking about? Everybody knows that you can't yell fire in a movie theater, so what are you talking about? Why are you telling us something simple, like something that's common sense, that yes, if you participate in a hate crime, you can go to prison? That's not what people are talking about when they say First Amendment. That's not what people are talking about. They're talking about the right to say your opinion. Now, you cannot threaten other people. You cannot do other harm against people because, one, it's against the law. It's not, but it's also, not constitutionally protected to cause harm to other people just for no reason. Like, what are you talking about?
When we start to talk about Trump and him being pulled down on any platform, this just happened to be after he incited an insurrection. This just happened to be after, in a bipartisan way, this particular chamber decided that they were going to impeach him. So there was something a little different about what he did, because as we know, it led to people actually dying. But let's talk about
the only person that actually lost their life was a person that got shot by a police officer by trying to because the police officer's like an idiot was shooting through the door. So what are you talking about? That's that.
Who's doing the nefarious things with the tech giants? Because I don't think that one side of the aisle is promoting truth, but sometimes it may seem a little treasonous. All right, so we've got this article right here about this guy. Meta says it will end its fact-checking program on social media posts. I'll talk about that a little bit later.
As they should. Mark Zuckerberg woke up. They see what it is they realize now that this new regime is here, they don't have to be bullied. We know that the government was making them do this. So what are you talking about?
Then we have Washington Post says it will not endorse a candidate for president. We also know that actually they absolutely intended to endorse Kamala Harris. We have this one. Google Maps now show Gulf of America instead of Gulf of Mexico for app users in the United States, which is a complete farce because it's the Gulf of Mexico. It always has been. And we know that the AP got kicked out yesterday because they refused to buy into this lie, because that's all y'all really want to promote is lies. That's the big issue that we have. Elon Musk today for app maps now show Gulf of America instead of Gulf of Mexico for app users in the United States, which is a complete farce because it's the Gulf of Mexico. It always has been. And we know that the AP got kicked out yesterday because they refused to buy into this lie, because that's all y'all really want to promote is lies. That's the big issue that we have. Elon Musk boosted false USAID conspiracy theories to shut down global aid. Now, while he was boosting those lies about USAID and he was stopping money going for, say, things such as Head Start, somehow the only money that didn't stop was the money to him and his organization. Now, I don't know how you can have him be the watchdog as well as the guy that is literally living off of the government. If we want to talk about government welfare, it looks like Elon Musk, because it's my understanding that just on yesterday, a new contract was approved for approximately $300 million for Elon Musk. So listen, I just want y'all to be honest. You want to sit here, you want to lie, because so often we hear, well, yeah, we did lie. In fact, he admitted that he lied when he was in the Oval Office yesterday. But if it's a lie that will get you into office, such as saying, I know nothing about Project 2025, yet on day one, you literally do everything that you can to implement it, including making sure that you put, say, one of the main architects of Project 2025 over the OMB, it's okay, so long as you get the power that you seek. The problem is that the game is going to be on the...
Now, that's just silly. See, the thing is, people don't understand. Just because Trump wasn't aligned specifically with Project 2025 doesn't mean that there weren't things that might have aligned. Because, you could go on his website and see what Agenda 47. I think it was Agenda 47. And you could go down there and see literally what his plans were. Did certain things align up? But Trump is just doing exactly what he said. Like, really, what this woman is doing is just going on an unhinged rant. That's the truth. It's really just an unhinged rant, and she's making this long soliloquy, but it's like at the end of the day, what are you actually saying? What has she actually said? And throughout this whole video, what has she actually said?
American people. And when I say the American people, I mean all of us. Unfortunately, I am also stuck in the twilight zone because of the lies that were allowed to be propagated. Just like when you're talking about vaccines and all this nonsense. Right now in my state of Texas, there is an outbreak of measles. And what they are finding is that because there's been so much disinformation about vaccines, that kids are sick right now with measles that they did not have to have if they just trusted doctors and experts instead of randoms online. So I will end by saying this.
That has to do with the stupidity of their families. I'm sorry, I have no sympathy for them. That has to do with the stupidity. If you're not smart enough to get your kid vaccinated and your kids go around, because kids are walking incubators. If you go around with your kids and you have your kids, transmitting, because they're gonna be hugging, touching on each other. They don't wash their hands. They touching outside, touching everything, not thinking about it, put their hands in their mouth. They not thinking about that, rubbing their eyes, all that kind of stuff. If you as a parent ain't smart enough to get your kid vaccinated on the known vaccines that work, then, what you expect? What you expect? I know it's a lot of people. I ain't gonna call them stupid, but I know it's a lot of people that are just anti-vax. But again, what is she trying to say throughout this whole message? What is the point? That's my question. What's the point? And that's the problem that you see with a lot of these leftists and these people, these Democrats in like her. What's the point of everything that she just said? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section.